And it's really good to be here to have this conversation with Journey Johnson. I'm gonna read a short bio of her before I ask her to walk in the room with her poetry. You mind that? A native of the islands of Hawaii, she is daughter to Queen Liliuokalani. Living in the black skin of her enslaved ancestors, she is a daughter to Harriet Tubman. Both their lives can be found in the bold pain, rage, resiliency, and strength of her words. Her work is quiet and calculating. She observes the world in every single detail in it. Facts. She is an investigator, a reporter, a griot. She has led me down roads in all of her books, Necessary Journey, Astro Tribal, um, Midnight at Noon, Echo, roads that I was afraid to walk and managed to do so in ways that left me devastated and comforted, and at the same time enraged and joyful, at the same time as every other emotion that is possible to feel. How do you feel about walking into your room with into this room with Astro Tribal?
It'd be my honor to. It's one of my favorites.
Mine too.
Uamau, Ke'el, Oka'ina, Ikapono. Uamau, Ke'el, Okahush, Mama, talk to me. Uanamnea Orenge, tell me how it used to be. Oka'ina. In the water, Ikapono. In the water, listen. Uanamnea Orenge. Somebody came and troubled. We are children made lesser by the odds, against our will, to be peace, to be love, to be free. We have been the very mountaintop. We are monks in flesh and bone temples. Go down, children, and catch up, catch up, catch up. We are warriors on the paths. We are streams into rivers, into seas. We are tides ebbing from and flowing to ourselves. Umau ke'e okanamne orenge. Somebody came and troubled. We are captives, burdened by the beast of wants and needs and greed. We are Confucius, incapacitated by Xanax bars. We are stars, silver lining chemtrail clouds. We are rebels without pause. We are the cause intended. We have been to the bottom of the passage, chained to one another by the links and Lucy's DNA. We are roots reaching for sky. We are seeds never buried deep enough to disappear. We appear in pieces of dreams, screaming our way out of collective amnesia. We are forest for the trees. See me? We are Sitting Bull running free on Standing Rock Reservation. We are reflections of Ali'i going down to catch up, catch up, catch up, Olodumare. Ajuba Bobo, Iku and Belishe. We are drums in the treble of an ancient chant Olodumare. Ibaye, Ibaye Tonu. We are Lili Okalani reaching back for Kamehameha. Ibashe Ogun. We are Govera making way for Asada. Ibashe Imale. We are Mandela bending bars for Mumia. Ubashe Omoaye. We are shadows in the darkness of a southern swamp stomping north. Ibashe Onile. In us is the fire of Pele, blazing rage through indigo veins. Ibashe Olokun. Birthing Aina for Kanaka Maole, replacing that which has been stolen away. Ibashi Oshitura. We are Mau Mau in the mountains of the Moors. We blow Geronimo. Listen, we are night marchers across a red dirt sky. Go down, children, and catch up, catch up, catch up, Uamau. Ke'ea, Oka Aina, Ikapono. Uamau, Ke'ea, Oka Hush, Mama, talk to me. Uanamnia Horenge. Tell me how it used to be. Oka'ina. In the water. Ikapono. In the water, listen. Somebody came and troubled. We are peace. We are love. We are free.
I just wanted to sit there a moment for a couple of reasons. One, as I say to you all the time, just the way you came out of that poem, just you're just sitting there.
Mm.
All the things you just did, all the places you just went inside a body that's just always sitting calmly right there. So it makes me wonder and want to ask you always, what happens inside your body journey when an astral first question, do your poems did astral tribal come get you or did you go get it?
Astral Tribal certainly came for me. It she they woke me up out of sleep, and I didn't sleep for 3 days while they came.
Mhm.
Um, One of the reasons Hush Mama is in there is because
Well,
they flooded me
mhm,
between the islands, Uamau, Ke'ea. It was
mhm,
vying for time between that and Uanamne Orenge, and also somebody came and troubled. And I had to put them off to say one by, hold on,
yeah, yeah,
hush,
yeah.
mama, talk to me. So, Astral Tribal definitely came for me.
I love the sound you just made. That after tribal definitely came from me. Um, I love the way you talk about your poetry. When did you first realize that poetry was going to be your way? Um, when you recognized that poetry was a language and that it was your language, how you were going to move through the world. When did that happen and how?
I was fairly young. I was very young. And I knew it was going to be a language for me. I knew it was going to be a language at all. I didn't know it was a language until Maya came into my life, right? With,
Maya Angelou?
yes,
Mm,
with, I know why the cage bird sings. And I read that and her story, it made me feel like I wasn't the only one anymore.
yeah,
Because in my family, I'm the only one with black blood, right? And being that in the islands, you would think because we're surrounded by brown people and all kinds of people, but the media saturates, right? And so it wasn't until Maya Angelou came into my life
mhm,
that I belonged somewhere. And then I went looking for the rest of her work and I saw poetry and I saw a
yeah,
way for me to communicate succinctly and just without restrictions or bars or
yeah.
rules. So yeah, I wanted to say maybe 6th grade
And when you say you were the only one with black blood, you mean you were the only one with black blood in
in my
your
family.
surroundings where you were being
Yeah,
raised.
yeah.
Thank you for that. Um, I'm always I always love that being reminded that it was Maya that made you feel like you weren't the only one anymore because Tony is just Toni Morrison lives all through you. Your relationship with her. That's what I think I want to talk about a little bit. What brings about the intensity, the passion of your relationship with Toni Morrison's work?
Tony is
You
everything.
so many years.
Yeah, yeah. Um, sh what Tony did for me
Mm,
was until she came into my life, I I was vying between my bloodlines, right? Struggling to find myself in the history of my father.
yeah,
Um, trying to keep hold of the history of my mother.
Mhm.
And when I read Tony for the first time, she transcended all of that, right? She suddenly, Hugh was washed away,
Mhm.
and I became Hughless.
Mhm.
And it became more about spirit and energy and
Yeah.
thought and brilliance. And she freed me, you know? Also,
Mm.
she is just one stellar human being, and I totally had a crush, right?
Mm.
Uh, for many years, I still do.
I know. We didn't
Yeah.
talk about this, but I want to just pivot real quick because it's just one of my favorite things about you. Um, you know where I am.
I think so.
I'm in a bookstore. You had an opportunity to meet Toni Morrison, the profound a poet that is Journey Johnson. Got a chance to stand in front of Toni Morrison. You didn't have the money to buy the book,
No.
but they let you have a poster that was in the bookstore,
Yes.
and you go up to Toni,
Hmm.
and what happens?
I melted. I was a wreck. I was a deer in the headlight, proverbially. Uh, so I stood there in front of her, and my
Yeah.
cotton mouth, my throat was clenching upon me. And I'm the only one with this poster board. Everybody else had the books, and the book was Love, right? And I had this huge
Mhm.
poster board. It's about my height, right? And I'm holding it, and she looks at me, and she says, "What are you doing? What are you gonna do with that?" And I said, "I'm gonna put it on my wall." She said, "You ain't got a wall big enough, right?" I had no comeback. I am the queen of comebacks. I just sheepishly, I was like, yeah, I do. I wanted to touch
So
her hand
profound.
so badly. I wanted to reach out. I wanted to say something else, but my shyness and just my awe wouldn't allow me to. But I got the board signed. I was in Brooklyn. I walked the probably 7 blocks home with this poster board, but I didn't feel one single step. I was floating.
Mm. I would give anything to be able to see that. I love that story. I love that story. Um, you know, it's interesting how today we still find so much comfort and liberation in their work. They're long gone, and the things that they were writing about are the things that we're writing about still,
Yeah,
as especially as Black human beings. I still get so much out of James Baldwin, Audre Lorde,
oh yeah,
Toni Morrison, and also the same comfort that I get from them. I just find it sad and fascinating that I get the same and need the same comfort and liberation from my current friends' poetry. Um, Poem of yours like um, The Ordinary, Everything in Echo, Everything in Astro Tribal, poems like Haystack, poems like The Verdict. How do you feel? Uh, I'll let you choose between Verdict and I'm asking you for Haystack or The Verdict. Um, right after this Toni Morrison question because we're still writing the same.
yeah,
Uh, I would love to hear a poem from from these same turbulences,
yeah,
30 and
absolutely.
40 years later.
I think Haystack is what
Mm,
I will go to. And Haystack, I wrote because with Jake, like you said, we're going through the same things over and over and over again, right? So
yeah,
Haystack comes from Midnight at Noon.
I love this poem.
With each facade of a trial, an inevitable not guilty verdict over the lynching of our children, I wonder, Is this the last straw? Is this the last motherfucking straw that would finally break the black back? Then, like clockwork, there comes another and another, and the straws keep falling, falling, keep. And then I see us, the needles, eyes wide and bulging in the noonday sun, black backs broken, splayed, captivating tapestry in the pissy quilt of a slave hill. We cannot keep our eyes off ourselves dying long enough to find our way out, knuckles bloody, necks arched, throats stuffed with marching, marching. We are needles, baby. This is a haystack made of the marrow of broken black backs.
Damn it. I don't reading that poem is awesome, but God damn it, Journey, listening to that poem in your mouth, the things you let yourself, you always say that to me, but the things you let yourself say in just that poem alone, um, it hurts.
Yeah, it does
And
hurt.
how do you feel after you read that?
Sad. I feel weary. I feel anger, right? Because it's not in the past, I can say, oh, this was for Brianna or, you
Mhm.
know, Trayvon. But it's not true because one after the other, we keep
Mm.
falling. We are these needles making these haystacks. And there's so many of us, and it's just, it gets tiring to keep writing about it, but we have to keep writing about it because we cannot let it disappear.
Yeah. You know what? Something I've never paid much attention to, but it's certainly been a current running through my experience of your work. When you say this is the haystack, baby, certain point you have the word baby or that tone in some of your harsher um terrains,
Hmm.
right? Landscape, so to speak. That shit's comforting. This is a
Yeah,
haystack.
yeah.
All right. The imagery. I'm sorry. I want to talk about one of your poems. Well, what I thought many, many, many years ago was one of your poems. Wait, do I want to go there? Yeah, I do. I do. Because I think this is a good place. How many years ago did you start Echo? Because
Echo.
you said I have sitting in my email from so many years ago the first passage from that you wrote from Echo. How long ago was that?
Um, Echo is more than 25 years old from when she
Yeah.
was born
Mm,
because I wrote her before my son was born, and my son is about to turn 24, right?
mm.
And so she has been with me this whole time.
What was it about? Because she grew like not your other books. She was
Hmm.
a different kind of thing because she wasn't a book.
Hmm.
You know, she's translated into a book, but her more so than any other of your books is a body,
Hmm.
is the being. Um, can we talk about Echo a little bit?
Yeah, you're right. Echo did start as a poem. And at first I was content to leave her as a poem. but she
Mhm.
wasn't content on staying as a poem, right?
One.
I have no idea why. I think that Echo is bigger than life. I was content for her to be a poem, but she wasn't content to stay a poem because she's larger than life. And so every time something new came, she would develop something. I would I would I would feel like there was something else about her. And so I would go to that poem and I would add on to it and
Mhm.
I would set it aside. And then something else would develop within me about her.
Yeah.
And I would go and I'd add it until I finally realized she's not a poem. This is a
Mm.
story that has to be told,
Yeah.
right? And that's how she began to be developed. The reason I took so long to write her is because I've never written a story, right? And also what I was trying to address, I didn't know how, I didn't have the words, or I didn't think I had the words to
Mhm.
address the psychosis that is going on in our community for with our women
Mhm.
holding ourselves to a mirror that is not our own.
Mhm.
It distorts
Yes.
and it diminishes.
Mm.
But and we are mutilating ourselves trying to adjust that view, looking for this validation from this Eurocentric mirror.
Yeah.
And that's what Echo is about. She's chasing that validation, right? How she finally came about was our discussion one day. And over the years, we've brought her up before. It's like, oh, so how's Echo doing? Like that old relative, she's never around. I ain't seen her in a
He
minute.
did become that. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. And finally, I realized she deserves more than that. She deserves more than to sit in someone's email box, right?
Mm.
Mine and yours.
Yeah.
And so she came.
You she's so defiant. Why? Like, where did she get that defiance? Because she's not gonna walk in a room and you don't notice her.
Yeah.
And she used it almost like a weapon, a sweet weapon. She's so complex.
hmm hmm
Can you talk about Echo as she walks into a room? What that body is saying?
Oh, yeah. Okay. So that's multifaceted, right? The first is I have no idea why she's so defiant. She was born that way, right?
Mm.
Her defiance is what moved her from a poem to a short story.
Yeah.
Um, but when she walks into the room, she is calculating and she knows exactly what she's in there for. She knows exactly what she came for, and she knows exactly who's going to give it to her. And she goes there. And she goes there in protection of this little girl, this young woman who she's incubating and protecting
Mhm.
from her own need.
Mhm.
She's fetching that for her, like a mother bringing food home for her
Yeah.
child, right?
And she's so naked.
Yeah.
All of your books, all four, I think that Echo is the one that I wanted. Not that I felt I had to, but it was so succulent and delicious in the things we never say
hmm
that I wanted to sit in a closet by myself with her. I didn't want to share it with anyone. I didn't want anything or anybody else around me when I walked with her.
hmm
Love that feeling. I
Yeah.
love that feeling. And I like watching you talk about it because you're so different from Echo. And yet she moved through you.
Yeah.
And you
Yeah.
had to allow, well, but you had to allow that.
Yeah. Yeah. She's
How did
a
it how did it feel to have something that big and defiant and certain move through such a soft body? Do you mind that I called you a soft body? You know what I mean by
No,
that?
I'm rather flattered. Thank you very much. But it felt almost like Astro Tribal,
Mm,
right?
mm,
I was just a conduit, maybe
mm,
the the portal, the vessel, but I wasn't driving,
mm.
right? And I just let her be. I said, okay, what do you want? You know, what is it that you're so frazzled about, so needing for? And I let her speak it.
I think I've heard you before say to me that, and I'm paraphrasing, I'm about to butcher it, but it's dealing with the psychosis that you gave legitimacy.
Hmm.
Um, I really loved you more that you did, but also that you were able to say that Echo was a psychosis that you didn't even understand, but you allowed to move through your being. You know,
Yes.
it was maybe I should just ask you what you said
Yeah. Um,
because you said it something another
yeah.
way.
Echo is a psychosis. She's a psychosis. Well, she is a psychosis that I am familiar with because I have my own.
Mm,
And in that manner, she is almost like a mirror for me, a twin flame for me. And I was able to speak through her and her actions what I was not comfortable to talk to my peers about or
yeah,
my family about.
yeah,
These are very personal things.
mhm,
But through Echo, we could be it together,
yeah,
you know? And so, like that young woman that she's protecting and feeding off of and for, I
mhm.
she did the same for me. She
That's right.
allowed me to, yeah, express things that I would never have been able to express otherwise.
And I think that that's the reason why I felt the urge to be in a closed environment with her because I wasn't in a closed environment with her. I knew she was spilling me.
Hmm.
This is my stuff that was coming out of her. Like, oh, wait, 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 wait. Mm.
Yeah, yeah.
Beauty in that journey. Beauty in that. The gift in that. Echo. I love Echo too. Anything else you want to say about Echo?
You know, one of the reasons I call what she is a psychosis is because she takes things that are traumatizing and are clearly traumatizing, and she flips it into something beautiful.
Mhm.
And she has no idea. If you were to tell her, but that's messed up, that's traumatizing.
Well,
That's
she
like,
says it too. She lets it be ugly before she transforms it.
right. But she'll look at you and say, but look at it now. Look what I did with that. And that's what we're having to do as women, Black women, women of color
Mhm.
all the time. We
Yes,
are having to take the trauma imposed upon us,
yes.
flip it,
Mhm.
and make it look beautiful.
Yeah, your work is so powerful. I know what it does in my body. Um, what I'm interested in, I mean, I know. But what I'd like to ask you is as people experience your work, whatever form they experience it in, as people experience it, What is it that you want the world to do with your work in their bodies or allow your work to do? What is it that you're hoping the experience of your work is in the world?
Um, I want the experience to be freeing. I want it to be liberating. I want it to be comfort and I want it to be company. First and foremost, company, right? Because we are so lonely in our isolation or what we perceive to be our onlyness.
Mhm.
I want my work to do for others what Maya's work did for me, and then later what Tony's
Yeah,
work did for me.
yeah.
Because Maya gave words to experiences that I had I had no way to articulate. But because she did, I walked through those. I didn't stumble through them. I
Mhm.
didn't lay down and crawl through them.
Yeah,
She gave me legs and I walked through them.
yeah. That is, I can speak for myself, what your work is doing. I love that you said company. Um, I don't know if we'll keep this part in, but one of the things we talked about yesterday, is that over all the years of our friendship, sometimes we went through periods where we were disconnected, moving through turbulent parts of our lives, separate or together, or at the
Hmm.
same time. But one of the things I've realized recently is that you and I have never been disconnected because I've always had your work, I always had your poems.
Hmm.
I didn't, in the times when we didn't have each other's bodies and voices, we've always had art as the connector, as the ropes, type thing. I'm so grateful for that. Your work, I'm one individual, but you already know your work is doing exactly what you want it to do in the world. I love it. I'm
Thank
thankful.
you. I'm thankful for that. Thank you for that.
Yeah. You raised two Black children.
Yeah.
I can remember years ago. I remember this night, by the way. You don't know this, but I think I remember the exact night that you wrote the poem that you have called The Verdict. And I won't talk too much about it, but how do you I know you just read, hey, I want to get as much poetry out of you as I can today.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Please read The Verdict for
I will.
thank you.
Thank you. I wrote this for my son
Yeah.
the night of George Zimmerman's acquittal, right?
Mhm.
Among many acquittals. The night of the verdict, my 12-year-old son brought tissue for my tears. And as we sat in the quiet of quarters, time lapsed. Swallow shame of mother unable to promise her child's next breath. Hear the hound snap, speak softly, channel rage. Sethi, your black is beautiful, baby. Don't let them tell you different, but listen, this is what it is. Slavery. Carry yourself taller than anybody else. Speak clearer than anybody else. Be smarter than yourself. Keep your papers in order because the moment you step off the plantation of compliance, they'll come for you. Keep your grades up. Keep your money in the bank and your bank card at the ready. Money is momentary, but sometimes a moment is all you need. Keep your insurance and registration in arm's reach when you drive. Keep alcohol off your breath and drugs from your blood, because when they pull you over, and they will, they'll test you, make you breathe into tube, make you touch your nose, walk a straight line, ask where you live, where you work, who's your father, where is your mother, and what are you doing with no master present. They'll fill you up, check the threat between your legs, run their hands across your arms, thighs, chest. Assess the whites of your eyes, make you stick out your tongue. Run your name through the system. It's a system. They'll check for warrants. Prepare a place for you amongst the chattel. Arrange your transportation through the complex of industrialized prisons where the rest of your kindred collect like interest in the accounts of white babies. Keep your clothes pressed. Keep a smile in your pocket and a hollow point on your tongue. Be prepared to run when the ground you're standing on turns conveyor belt into beast belly. But when you run, run with scissors. Break into the wretched cage of devil's ribs and cut that motherfucker's heart out. Hold it beating and bleeding above your matted crown. Offer it to the people, bellies bulged with scraps of sanctimony. Let us be fed.
You know, sometimes you have this look on your face and on your body after poems that makes me think your face and your body don't just know what you just took me through. I love that about you. It seems like such a contradiction. All the places we just went, all the things we just talked about, and you practiced stillness.
Yeah.
And I did that. I do that. I love that poem.
Thank you. It's been a while since I read it.
Yeah, and the way you read it today was different than you read it before. You're angrier.
I think coming off a Haystack.
Yeah, we talk so much about it. And what she is, I think that both of us would be fools to not see her sauntering into the room right now, wanting to share a poem.
Yeah, I hear you, Echo. She want to talk about the words. Words. She needed words. The balm for wounds old and new, so few have mastered application of the verbiage. For it is not so much the words themselves, rather the vibratory inflections, wordless sonnets pass through air. How the sound curls like smoke of incense lit over eardrums. How energy wraps around waist, awakening pearl from slumber. Tender is the tenor in symphony's caress, dulce is the honeyed tongue. The sweeter the lie, the deeper the truth. It was, too, the unspoken, the nuance a glance held only long enough to invite. It was the glimmer in the eyes, the glow in the windowed soul. She has heard it told that the eyes don't lie, but we know better. The eyes seduce, the gaze compels, the brow beckons, and the purity traps. It is the spirit in the verbs. It is the bravado. It is the humility. It is the aggression. It is the timidity. It is all of it, yes. And then the words. Words that make scars disappear behind flawless smile of a ghetto goddess. Words that make fat girls voluptuous and succulent seduction. They fall soft as satin and sway of lovers' hands. Words that make flat breast full as harvest moons over seas of breath and bliss bound to bottoms of intoxication. Words that make nappy hair magnificent through fingers reaching ever for stars above the grasp of dreams. Words that make big lips full, sensuous temptation sweet as candied sin on tongue salvation. Words that make beady eyes almond round and bright as phoenix sky. So clear they are the night when praise they never cry again. Words that live this very moment within the purity and the suave facade of the smiling boy before her.
Depending on the day, when I take that poem into my body, I feel different things. Today, though, most of the time it has something to do with us being poets and it being our jobs. Words are our jobs.
Yeah,
We were blessed. I feel blessed because that's we're magicians. We get to be magicians with these bodies, with
yeah,
the thoughts, dreams, how we see things. And you, I just love that poem. It makes me feel powerful. What does it make your language feel like in your hand? Well, you wrote that shit, so I'm saying it like you didn't write that.
mhm.
But how did you feel coming out of a poem that Echo wrote?
She goes through such razor tough times in Echo the Beautiful Ugly that when I got to words, it felt so delicious to be
Uh,
able to be soft and to be able to have a wand in my hand and not a mallet, and
well,
just, yeah, I love words. Yeah.
we are so powerful if we remember, if we just keep remembering, right? We
Yeah,
just keep remembering
yeah.
just the subtlety in being able to make big lips full. Um, Someone outside of a black body might not understand what was just transcended uh,
Hmm.
with that single flick of word of language. You know,
Yeah.
it's incredible. I would love to, if you don't mind, hear another poem. Do you mind reading a moment?
I would love to. That's my
Mm,
second favorite from
is it?
Echo. Yeah.
Mm.
So
Your
thank you
first
for that.
word.
Yeah.
So,
Thank you. She lived for these moments, these transactions of glances promising validation, the weaving wisp of words warming worlds orbiting away from undertow of soul's reflection. They hold within their sing-song serenade the dust in which angels fly sky high. And if body and soul be sold for this ephemeral anesthesia of mind succumb to spiral spin through spirit's ugly lonely, so be it. If to be held in flicker of the moment, pulsating Polaroid and strobe of shattered prism, means falling through wish thick abyss slick with mist of kisses, then wishes exist and she will be held at all. So be it. Should I have mercy and heart have faith and ear will hear when whispers wind of also right and righteous in dimming light of mind's recall. So be it. She is beggar shaking cup in crowded corners of the dreams, who come and go but never stay, whose change is but an hour. Shower her with charity and make it worth her while. So be it.
you still do that to me, just drop me off the edges at the end that I know are coming, but still feel like edges, or still feel like drops. Um, Thank you so much for that. Um,
Thank you.
I'm about to ask you for a poem that you don't know I'm about to ask you for.
Okay.
It's also one of my favorite. You know, I'm bad with names, but it takes place outside the bodega.
Oh, that's glue.
Glue.
Glue. Okay. We'll go and do glue.
Boom.
I love that you have me visiting these. Let's see. A sheltered child from a sheltered home crossed the tracks one day. It's like that sometimes. The gutter causes sympathists from their embroidered sheets to dabble on a bugged out mattress or cardboard box. Caught me half bite through my Slim Jim, struck up a conversation. They do that sometimes, the tourist. Interrupts sacred shit like survival with their curiosity fetishes. How do y'all do it? Asked the adventurist. I swallow. It's the glue. The glue? Yeah. the glue. You know, shit gets broken, you glue it, right? Or maybe you maybe you don't know. Where you're from, shit gets broken, you throw it away, right? Yes, she says, kind of surprised. Surprised I spoke or surprised I ain't robbed her yet. Who knows? But whatever. I chew. But I'm talking about people, not things. How do you people stay so strong? I mean, you know, in all this, I swallow. Two things, Dora. First, I was talking about people. Somebody gets broken in your shiny house. What do? Throw that motherfucker in a pill bottle up a psych ward, right? Or worst, you let them throw themselves across the tracks or over a blade or up a bullet or into the arms of a black man or this shit. Shit is the word you were looking for. Second, it's the glue. When you're used to getting broken, you learn how to piece yourself together. But of course you wouldn't know that. I can tell your smile ain't got no cracks. This hurt her feelings. I feel bad. Shit. She ain't got no glue.
The room you gave yourself to be just a sarcastic motherfucker in that poem, but also down a psych word. Give me that language again. Over a blade, that whole section right there.
Yeah. Where you're from, shit breaks, you throw it away, right? Or worse. Let's see. Two things, Dora. I was talking about people. Somebody gets broken in your shiny house. What do? Throw that motherfucker into a pill bottle or a psych ward, right? Or worse, you let them throw themselves away across the tracks or over a blade or up a bullet or into the arms of a black man or this shit. Shit is the word you're looking for.
It's just the word you're looking for. That poem is so brilliant.
Yeah, I
And
did let
how this is
myself
so
be sarcastic.
mhm. Which is also in these black women bodies a form of resistance. I'm grateful, just so grateful. Um, to be a poet walking alongside another poet like you,
I'm
to have
grateful.
access to your magic, mm, your wand that you wielded in the direction of black girls and women, so black bodies in the way that you do. Um, thank you for being willing to come and open up your reluctant um,
Mhm.
body and home to share some personal conversation that you know is going to become public. You know that wasn't easy for you, and I appreciate your trust and um, your walk and your grace.
Thank
Yeah,
you for walking with me
forever
and ever.
and ever.
Used to be we wrote to each other's blues, like, ooh, you too? But the days go by and the seasons end and the scars we play to sway and bend, and was we lovers or was we friends? Depends on who died that day. We be an old song, baby, a very old song. Used to be you caught a cold just so my fire wouldn't burn you. Used to be I sold my soul just so my body could earn you. But the planes they come and the boats they go, and the earth between there just grows old, like the blues and the bones that we rattle and roll. We be an old song, baby, a very old song. Used to be us ebbed and flowed in tear of eye, tides and bottles trying to stay dry, but the nights leave notes and the dawns lose hope, and in the hangover over we find the rope slipping knots through the ghost broke loose in our throats like old songs, baby. We be an old song, baby. A very old song. We just can't get out of our heads.
Morality.
With each facade of a trial, an inevitable not guilty verdict over the lynching of our children, I wonder, is this the straw? Is this the last motherfucking straw that will finally break the black back? Then, like clockwork, there comes another, and another, and the straws keep falling, keep. And then I see us, the needles, eyes wide and bulging in the noonday sun, black backs broken, splayed, captivating tapestry in the pissy quilt of a slave hymn. We cannot keep our eyes off ourselves, dying long enough to find our way out, knuckles bloody, necks arched, throats stuffed with marching. We are needles, baby. This is a haystack made of the marrow of broken black backs.
As one of the people who've been most attacked by what we must now call the Western or the European system of reality, or the Western or the European system of reality. White people in the world. Or whether or not civilization can be considered as such, equal civilization can be considered as such, equal, or whether one civilization has the right to overtake, subjugate, and in fact destroy another, for president to be the to overtake and subjugate, and in fact destroy another. Reality. Subjugate and in fact destroy another. Reality.